Technology has drastically changed many things in our lives over the years, and now cameras are everywhere. They're great for selfies, videos, and social media posts, but not so great for criminals. When a camera catches you in the act, it makes it very hard to deny the truth. And this first story shows how a camera helped a concerned father get to the bottom of his children being abused. Watch this.
I'm here because my children are being abused by their mother's boyfriend. They live in a filthy home, and I'm tired of seeing it. The last time that I went up there, I took my sister up there to get my son and my other son, both of them. But anyways, I went up there, and I can't stand to go in the house, so I take either my fiance or I take my sister or someone with me, and I let them go in and get the children and bring them out, because when you go in there, you're not even in there 10 minutes and you'll stink just like that place will.
You brought a tape.
Yes, sir. I sure did.
Let's take a look at it. And how'd you get this tape?
I was given it to me by their mother. She taped it. She has a camera in their bedroom that shows what's going on in there. It'll show it day or night.
I wasn't talking.
You're sure as heck not going to sleep. Put your legs down. Go down. What with the noises?
Ow!
Playing your fingers. When you get home from school, I'm going to play this tape for you. And then I'm going to start whipping you for everything you shouldn't have done.
No.
That's 3 right there. You don't tell me no.
I mean, that's pretty disturbing watching your
Yeah, I know.
wife beat on your children.
Yeah.
How old are you boys?
8?
No, I'm
Eight.
asking you.
And 5.
Okay. You have to treat them that way?
ADHD.
Oh,
He
come
will,
on, please.
He will not go to sleep.
You're beating those kids.
That is a very rare instance.
Oh, really?
Very rare.
You're taping it yourself. If you have to do that, you kind of missed the boat on raising your kids, right? Your boyfriend, Danny, Sarah, let's bring him out.
Right.
Do you hit the kids?
Only if I have to.
Only
And
if-
that's
It's not
only if
hitting.
they're trying to
It's
actually
discipline.
hurt each other. What I prefer doing is go to your room, clean it, or get in that
You
corner.
prefer, but you'll hit them.
No, not hit.
No,
He's saying he's hitting them.
I said whoop.
Whoa.
Sorry. I give them 3 swats on the butt, not hard.
Are you okay with this?
Come over and lay your hands on me.
You're the sorry Walt. You're the sorry excuse for a mother, and you just freak me out. You make my damn skin crawl.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you were given a lie detector test and you were asked, have you ever hit your children with using excessive force? You answered no. Have you ever witnessed Danny hit your children with excessive force? Have you ever witnessed Danny
No.
hitting your children with excessive force? I'll ask you again. Have you ever witnessed Danny hitting your children with excessive force?
No. Not that I can recall.
Oh, now it's recall.
Well, you're a liar.
Thank you.
What'd I say?
He told me about
And the
the
results of your lie detector test, not shockingly, is you did not tell the truth.
I told you that earlier.
You were given
I know, I was giving a lie detector.
you were given a lie detector test, and Danny confessed to hitting one of the boys too hard in the butt. It left his butt red, and he states he feels bad about it, and he's never done it again. So you confess that you used excessive force.
Yes.
Okay. He does confess to using a paddle on the kids. Use a paddle on the kids?
Every now, well, let's put it this way.
Me.
Why are you
It's
using a paddle on
been
kids that aren't
a
even
long
your own?
time. I've only used
Why
paddle
are
on them
you
one
using a
time.
paddle on kids that aren't even yours? You, Danny, confessed to using a paddle on the kids. You give them 3 swats on the butt
And
with
that
the
was it.
paddle, and you send them to stand in the corner.
That's
He
the main
states
thing
that
I do,
Jennifer
stand in the
has
corner or
paddled
clean
them
their
too,
ring.
and he lets her handle the discipline now since the incident with CPS, police, etc. In my opinion, you two are nuts.
Sorry.
Hold on.
They're trying to get disability.
You know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. You are the mother.
Things have
Yeah,
changed.
so-
You
in the
are the
past.
mother of these. Hold on. Stop.
Stop.
You are the mother of these children. All right? We know as parents what is right and wrong. You know you're wrong. Do you not?
Yes.
Then get the hell off my stage, to both of you. According to a survey conducted for the Associated Press, half of young people ages 14 to 24 said they have been a victim of cyberbullying. My first guest became a victim when a former friend posted a video on YouTube destroying her reputation. She is only 16 years old. Take a look.
Y'all, we out here finna tell y'all about these hoes and the bitches out here, they act like they don't know that they do the hoes. So let me explain to you. If you in the same place, bro, calling each other bro, is a hoe. When you more than 10 people, even 5 bitch in the same vicinity, you is a hoe. Because she know. Sorry, but you the hoe. Okay? You a hoe.
Katrina, that's you that they're talking about in that video. Tell me what happened.
Well, in January, I get approached by another girl that was mentioned in the video, and she tells me that I should watch this video on YouTube under Hoes. That's our town. And so I go on YouTube and I watched it, and I just sat there for a minute afterwards. You know, I had so many mixed emotions. I was mad, sad, all at the same time. I didn't know what to do. The only thing I could do was deal with it.
Unfortunately, this video has received over 1,000 viewers. People have watched this. And this is a friend that was a friend of yours at one time.
My best friend.
Your best friend that makes this video about you. I got to imagine a lot of people in the town that you live in have watched this video.
Yes.
And what's it done to you?
It's ruined my reputation completely. I was going to a high school, and they started saying that, you know, I was having sex with 25 to 40 guys, and I was doing all this different stuff. And so I transferred schools and kept going, you know.
And because of this video, you ended up transferring schools.
No. It started out in 2009, I believe, and I was best friends with her, and we were going into freshman year of high school, and she started hearing that I was talking about her, and she was hearing rumors that I wanted to fight her and that I just didn't like her and was talking all this trash on her.
Now, any of this true?
No, none of it was true. And she believed it. She didn't even care to confront me, ask me about it, anything. She just believed what she wanted to believe. And I was at the park one day, and a girl approached me trying to fight me, and instead of her actually fighting me, Abria rushed
Because
me.
of supposedly what you
Yes.
said about Abria.
Yeah. Abria rushed me and just started punching me in my face over and over again and got me on the ground, and her and multiple females just started kicking me in my face.
They knocked you down to the ground. They were kicking you in the face, kicking
I ended
you.
up with 2 black eyes, and every blood vessel in my right eye was popped. I had a bloody nose, a fat lip, bruises all over my back, lumps on my head. I had a partial concussion.
All right, let's bring out Abria and Jeray. How you doing, girls?
Good.
No, let's not have that. Now, I watched this video that you girls made, and we just had Tashina on the show, and she says you guys were friends at one time, right?
Yes.
And why would you make a video? I mean, first of all, you used really bad language in there. You're 16 years old. just calling out somebody's reputation, calling out what they're doing, just the crudest names possible. Why would you do something like that?
She's fake. Everything she said was fake. She talks about me all the time. She called me a hoe and all types of stuff. And if you want to talk about me, then I'm going to tell the world the truth. I was being real. It's all real. And I speak real.
But when you say you want to tell the world, do you think the world really cares?
Well, obviously they did if it ruined her reputation.
And it's not so much even the video, which is disturbing enough. She says that you and a bunch of girls jumped her and attacked her.
No. I beat her up on my own. And she told everybody I jumped her because she was so embarrassed because I beat her up so bad.
And nobody else was around?
No, there was a lot of people around, but nobody jumped her. She said after we became cool, after that, she did tell me that one of the girls kicked her once after I got done beating her up, and that's why she said we jumped her.
Okay. Why, if you were, and you just said it yourself, why at one point when you were cool would you then make the video?
Because she's fake. Oh, I'm over it now. I mean, it's old, but yeah.
Well, why is it still on YouTube then?
It's on my account. She don't control what gets
Well,
deleted.
so why is it up there? Why
Because
do
I
you
put it
leave a
up there.
video that puts you and her in the most terrible light of anybody else on outside watching?
It don't put me in no terrible light. It does not make me feel bad at all. If these girls,
It doesn't put you in a bad light?
No,
I
if
looked at
these
that video and I
girls
said,
wouldn't
how
go
disgusting.
around-
These two young girls made this video. And how 16-year-old girls think this is
I'm
okay.
17.
Or 17. I don't give a damn.
I didn't think it
so
was
I want to
okay.
know how, like, we think this is okay. You're trying to explain, oh, it's okay, I keep this up because it's on my account. Nobody controls me. I do whatever I want to do. We have your older sisters here. And her name is Chanel?
Yeah.
Chanel? Let's bring out Chanel.
She right.
The video was very funny. It was sad, but it was true.
Oh my God.
I think that it was a wake-up call for a lot of these little girls
See,
to not be
you know what's
walking around
funny?
having
You know,
sex
you
with
know what I think
everybody.
is funny? I see that you're 26 years old, and I thought for some reason you were going to come out here and be the voice of reason.
And I'm the voice of reason to these two. These are the only two I care about.
Right. Nobody wants their dirty laundry aired. Nobody wants that.
I don't have enough.
Obviously, Tashina does because she wants it like she wants it out there.
You know
so
what,
I
young
just
lady?
helped her out.
You know what? I'm not going to argue that point with you anymore. It's not my job to raise you. Whoever's doing that part is failing you. And what's terrible about the situation is that you're not telling them this.
You don't know what I tell them.
Well, I know, because you're not telling me.
I'm not even, yeah.
So I don't
you're
even know
right.
why you're here then. Right. And I was just told that you made part 2 of this video and were in it with your sisters.
I didn't make anything, but yes, I was in it.
Now, as a grown woman, 26 years old, a mother of 4 children, why would you put yourself in such a juvenile, terrible video? Tashina and her mother.
I took you into my home. I fed you. I was on your back. You put both on my back and you fed my daughter's closet. I let you lay down beside her. You even called me my.
You fed me and you put both on my back. You a broke bitch.
I
What do
feel
you
sad for
mean?
you. I would rather be a broke bitch than be anything like you.
Oh, I would rather be like your daughter, bitch.
Like you.
When I beat you up, yes, I did take it to the extremes. And you know I have before apologized, have I or have I not?
Yeah.
Yes, I have apologized. So I'm just going to apologize to you again for beating you up because you know I'm not like that no more. I don't fight. All I want to know is,
You know what makes you just keep talking about me? You just keep talking about me.
Now?
You've had my name in your mouth for a good 2 years now, and you're not gonna stop, are you? And I'm sure this whole sorry thing is because you're on the Steve Wilkos show.
Let's just take a step back. Let's take a step back.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let's be better than that, okay?
It is.
She's
It
wait a
is.
minute. Let's be better
You
than
know
that.
what? My thing
She's
is-
apologizing, accept it.
I do accept her
You're trying to push
apology.
your limits, don't
but
you think?
it makes
sense to me,
No,
baby
listen,
girl.
listen.
You pushing
listen,
yours.
Stay
Listen,
in your
hold on.
adult space.
Okay,
How about
hold
that?
on.
You
Hold
talk
on.
about
Hold
my
on.
sister.
In my place.
Stay in your own
Please,
all
place.
in my
please,
place.
please, please.
You don't even begin to know
Hold
my
on.
place.
Please,
I'm gonna be
listen,
civil.
listen,
We're
I
gonna be
know.
civil.
Listen,
We're gonna be
that's
civil.
my baby.
We've had such a nice moment, and now
Something wrong
okay.
with you.
What you gonna do? Beat
She's
me up?
Something wrong with you. No, I would love to take you across my
you're-
knee.
Mom, you're not helping. You're not helping. Don't respond to it. Don't respond. Okay,
I
listen.
want you to understand how bad that really did affect me. Like, I'm not just saying that to say that. It really did. It sucked. It sucked going to school and having to listen to somebody call you a snitch and a hoe and how I'm having sex with 25 to 40 dudes. And it's all just because you just wanted to have fun.
But it's
Right?
not true, Tashina.
No, it's not true.
Okay, I never
But
said
you know-
25 to 40
but you
dudes,
know-
did I? I said you are a hoe in general, and you know what my definition of a hoe is, and we talked about
But
this
you know
before.
what you said?
So therefore, in my definition, you are a hoe.
But you know what you said? That I'm out here having sex with all these dudes. What are their names?
You know what? It doesn't. Listen. Listen. No, stop.
You know I can't say that on TV.
Nobody should go on a video and talk about anybody else and what they're doing. And as much as I'm so appreciative that you're apologizing, and I really do appreciate it, and I think it's a first step. It's a step. It's not the greatest step in the world, but it's a step.
And I apologize too.
There you
I
go.
just want.
That's
I don't
my baby
want you
girl. That's my
to.
baby girl.
I don't want you to do other girls how you did me, cause that sucked.
Please take down the video.
I can take it down.
Will you take it down?
I will.
You promise?
Thank you from the bottom
All right.
of my heart.
Thank
I'm
you.
thanking her.
I'm really glad and appreciative for the fact that you came out here and had a little bit of a changed attitude and willing to work together, because it does no good to have teenage girls beating the crap out of each other, posting, ugly, vile things about each other. You all live in the same community. You gotta pull together. Be young, strong women. Don't let anybody drag you down. All right. Good luck to you. Thanks for coming on and doing that. Thank you. Many people say cheese with big smiles when the cameras come out, but that wasn't the case in this next story. You see, this husband can no longer play innocent about how he treated his wife, and his abuse ended up being exposed. Watch this. You're saying it's true love and you love her with every ounce of your body, and she's saying that, you're in a car, you're spitting on each other, you're punching her in the, into
She
the
the
window.
abusive one.
Okay. The point is, this doesn't sound like love to me. My staff was a little, I don't know what the correct word is, appalled maybe, about the way you talked to her.
Okay.
So yesterday, when you were at our offices, we had some cameras in there and we rolled on you yesterday. So why don't we take a look?
See how you just took what that bitch gave you and beat me up with it? Baby, I'm baby now, right? I'm baby, right? But you come grill me.
Disrespectful.
How? Because she told you?
Yeah.
Can I sit in another room? Because I ain't got time for this.
She's like,
Man,
is
get
that
out of here. I don't know what you talking about, Victoria. Bottom line, I don't know.
okay? Well, I'm gonna show you.
You should ask her.
Yeah.
Ask her. Don't ask me. I'm in the room.
I will.
Ask her.
I will.
Grill her.
I
Bitch,
will.
how you know what my man got in his mouth? How you know this and that? I ain't. You didn't ask her.
Right.
You let anybody
I know
tell
you
you.
do it.
You don't know. Man, I gotta get out of this room with you. You stupid. You are stupid.
Yeah.
I only care about you shutting up
one.
or being quiet.
Name one.
Shut up. You
Name one.
childish.
Name one. Why are you getting so nervous?
Bree, can I walk out of here?
Walk away
No,
like he
just
always
'cause-
does.
'cause the thing
like
is
he
this-
always does.
it's
Walk
their
away.
work now.
Here, me,
Bitch, you ain't
me,
black.
Me. I don't.
Honky cracker pepper ass bitch.
I don't care. Three.
And
You
I
gotta
tell you
get
that
used
all
to
the
it.
time, and I say that
Gotta
all the
get
time.
used to
Honky
it.
pepper cracker ass bitch. Every
Well,
time you
stop
say
calling me
nigga.
a second ago. I didn't call you no names.
Go on, get up and do your little dance like you do. Go on, she was finna do a little old thought dance. She shake her little ass like she always do.
Hey,
Man,
meet
get
us
you some
inside.
common sense.
Meet
That's
us
what you
inside.
ain't got. No common sense.
What
is going on?
She stupid.
No. Listen.
Ain't no truth
Look
come
a
out your mouth.
Like a little wussy.
I ain't the only person to know it.
You little wussy.
Everybody around you is adults.
Okay.
Grow up.
Right. Make sure that
Well,
you're
stop.
happy.
Quit that amped you up, dummy.
You do it.
Well, no, you ain't got
Well,
enough
now,
mind
wifey.
capacity.
Hey.
Shut up talking to me. Stop talking to me.
You are. But then I was like, man, it's always gonna
Are
start
you
an
dumb or
argument.
just stupid?
Okay.
I better get out of here if I be looking at your ass.
Just.
When you watch that and you see yourself talking to the woman you love with every ounce of blood in you, how do you think about your behavior on there?
Well, I feel like my behavior was justified because as soon as I walked in the room, the first thing I was accused of was staring at some...
That's what started that fight?
Right.
That you were staring at
some chick's ass.
Some chick's ass.
But mind
Is
you...
that true? Is that what started the fight?
Yes, sir.
Because you thought he was staring at some...
No, Steve, somebody came up to me and told me, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but your man is disrespectful. I said, why would he be disrespectful? She said, because he's staring at girls' booty.
Okay, Dwayne came here, he took a lie detector test. And, you know, you say he's been accusing you.
If you accuse me, you're doing it.
And you came here and you took a test and you passed. Dwayne came here and we asked him on his lie detector test, since March, have you had sexual physical contact with anyone other than Victoria? He answered no. Since March, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Victoria? He answered no. The results came back the same for each question for his lie detector test, and it came back that Dwayne did not tell the truth. What? Oh, come on, man. I'm done. We're gonna give you an Oscar. Hey, you can go. I want you to go. You should get out of her life. I am. And I hope you stay out of her life. Okay. That's the best thing that could happen to you. You shouldn't be crying. You should be, jumping up for joy.
Steve, I get beat up. I get called all names.
Okay, but if he's gonna leave you, now it's over, right?
I'm done.
But here's the deal.
I'm done. I'm putting restraining orders.
Okay, I hope so.
I'm putting restraining orders. I've been trying to, Steve, I've been trying to tell him to leave. I've been trying to tell him.
But now you got him on camera. He's saying it's over. Hopefully it is. But you should spend less time worrying about being in a relationship, because you have a relationship already. You have a relationship with your daughter, okay? Go back to college. Spend all that effort, that time. Come home. You could do your homework, and you don't have to answer to somebody like that.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Thank you, yes.
But don't slip back, because that's what a lot of people do.
This is what I needed, Steve. Please, thank you.
TJ, why are you here?
I'm here today, Steve, to tell you and everybody else about what my ex-wife has done. I'd like to confront her. She was on video blowing marijuana smoke into my 2-year-old son's mouth, and
we have a copy of that video. Let's take a look at that video real quick.
Just the look of the video, man. It's.
No.
So, first of all, that's your son.
Steve, yes, that's my youngest son, our youngest son, and that. Look at that. How can a mother do that to her own son?
How old is your son in that video?
He's 2 at that time. Now he's 3. It happened almost a year ago, or a little over.
And how did you come in possession of this tape?
I had somebody anonymously called my mother and showed her a link on YouTube to check it out, and that I needed to see that.
When you saw it, what did you do?
I got a hold of the local authorities to see if there was anything that I could do, because I feel that she needs to go to jail or something, because that is just wrong for you to do something like that to a little child. And the local authorities couldn't do nothing because of different state matters, and that they couldn't prove that it was marijuana in that pipe. Now, I'm sorry, but you see what you've seen.
And you confronted her on it?
I confronted her about it, and I told her that she's lucky if she ever sees her children again. I mean, because how do I know if she's not going to do that crap again? How do I know if they're safe?
When was the last time Ashley has seen her sons?
Okay, a couple months ago.
Because you split up, and let's make the story straight. You had your older boy, she had
Yes, when we got divorced, I had my oldest boy because she could not control him.
So you
So
took
she
him.
told me to take him.
She had your younger boy, and that's the
Yes.
one she blew.
And then I got laid off from drilling, so I moved out of state, over 3,000 some miles away. Well, she calls up and says, well, do you want your youngest son for summer? I said, I'd love to. So I went 3,000 miles to get my son, spent summer vacation. At the end of the summer is when I found this video. And I'm like, I don't know, because she's like, can we meet halfway? I'm like, I don't even know if you're going to see your son. What were you thinking?
And when you said that to her, what did she say?
Oh, no, it's not what you think. I was kissing my son. Does it look like a kiss to you?
No, it doesn't. It looks like she's blowing marijuana smoke into her baby's face.
And that had to have happened like right before I came to get my son because he had that same mark on his forehead.
She's here today because she wants to see her sons.
Yes.
Because since you've seen that, you haven't allowed her to see her.
Well, she's been calling lately, and I don't think that I feel comfortable enough to let her jump into my kid's life, and I don't think that it's right. I think she
What are
needs
you
to-
hoping for today?
I just want to know what she was thinking, and I want everybody to know what she's done.
All right, well, your ex, Ashley, is here. Let's bring her out. Here's Ashley.
What were you thinking? Like, for real, when you watched that video, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind?
You know what was going through my mind when I watched that movie? How the hell could I do that to my kid?
And why'd you do
It
it?
was a year ago. I up. And I know I'm not supposed to say that on TV. I screwed up. I made a mistake. I made the biggest mistake of my entire life. Okay? That is my baby.
And you want to get
I love him with all
get
my
into their
heart.
life
I've
right now. And
changed. I have changed, TJ. I haven't smoked since I saw that. I am so disgusted with myself. I swear to God, he came in the room. He jumped in my lap. He demanded a kiss, and you know he does that every time he wakes up from a nap. Yeah, I was smoking pot in the house. I messed up. I shouldn't have been smoking pot in the house, period, with him there. Anyway,
anybody that has
I
seen
blew
that
it
video,
out my nose behind his face. You can clearly see when he turns
Can we
his
watch
head.
that again?
No smoke comes out of his mouth. He doesn't cough or anything.
I want to see the smoke behind
Let's
his
play
head.
it again for you.
I can't even stand the one.
No, don't sit down, please.
Okay, was that behind the head or was that on the above the forehead?
I mean, you're not kissing them on there. I mean, you're not going to give me some crazy story on here, right? You see what you see on the tape.
I see what I see on this tape.
Right, and you blown smoke, right? Into your baby's
I
face.
took a hit right before he walked in the room. I'm not gonna lie. I was smoking marijuana. I
Yeah,
haven't
we know
smoked
that.
since. When my kid came in and jumped on my lap, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. I didn't know where to blow the smoke. I couldn't blow it right in his face, right in the room. What was I gonna do?
But you did blow
I
it in
grabbed
his
him,
face.
I held him as close to my face as I could, and I blew it through my nose behind his head. I didn't put it in his mouth. I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
You're holding his face there.
I made a mistake.
Come on. Before that tape, you didn't know that you shouldn't be smoking
No, I
drugs
did know.
with your son in the house?
I did know.
What the hell are you doing your dog for?
I honestly can't say why.
What
There
would
is
you-
not one excuse. I have not one excuse to give you or any of these people or my ex-husband or my son.
So why are you here today?
All I'm here is to change. I am hoping you can help me. Maybe parenting classes, anything, and I'm begging you to find it in your heart to give me one more chance to change. Take things slow. I don't care. Like
In that video,
I am trying
in
to
that video,
change.
after that happened, he licks his lips and he wants the pipe. How many times has that happened?
That was the only
That's
time
funny
it
because
ever happened.
you're laughing on the tape. That's the only time you ever smoked in front of your son.
It was the only time when my children were around ever that I had smoked.
It's a freaking drug. What if you would have overdosed him? What if he would have died?
I don't think that thought has crossed my mind. All I am asking is for you to give me a chance to change, for me to try. I am trying so hard. I mean, I got a job lined up, housing, everything. I haven't touched that since then. You know that. You know I've changed. You said it yourself
You
last
seem
time
like
I
you
came
have,
to
yes,
visit
but
you.
It's only been a year or two, though, but
I know it's only been a year, TJ, but who are you to say how long it takes for me to change?
So you tell me you're not the person that was in that tape
No.
anymore? You stopped smoking marijuana for 10 months now, right?
Yes.
Are there any other issues that you have that prevent you from seeing your son?
No.
So basically just you will never blow...
I moved 1,500 miles just so I could live close to them. I got a job. I'm going to orientation on Friday, housing,
You
everything.
took a
so I
drug
can
test
be-
before the show?
Yes.
You're here for a second chance, and everybody should get second chances. And just for the fact that you blew pot smoke in your son's face shouldn't prevent you from ever being in your son's lives or not being a mother to them. But what you should do is, after watching the tape, don't make excuses. You know, it's not like you say, I held him and he walked into the room. Why don't you just, does anybody believe that story that he walked into the room and I didn't know what to do with the exile, so I held it close and I blew it past his head? I mean, why make a story like that?
It's not.
You watched the tape, so you're telling me that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Okay, see? You want a second chance, but then you still lie.
You can believe what you feel.
I just need my eyes to believe, to see what I see on that tape. Am I?
And I believe the same thing.
Okay. But maybe I'm wrong.
He was licking his lips.
He
I
seemed like...
had the pipe taste on my lips. What do you expect? When you suck on a sucker and you kiss your baby on the mouth, doesn't he lick his lips?
It's a little different than mommy smoking a bong and doing a sucker,
I know
huh?
it's different.
She took a drug test before the show, and Ashley did test negative for all drugs. Yeah, no drugs. Good.
Yeah, I've been clean.
TJ, your mom is here. She's the grandmother of this child. She's here, and she would like her chance to say something. Let's bring her
Oh,
up.
wonderful.
Damn you, Ashley. You proud of yourself what you've done to my grandson?
No, I'm not.
Well, I'll tell you, I sit and listen to this, and I watch that videotape all the time. What were you thinking?
How was it?
Yeah, you still know. You're sitting here crying your tears out. You are low. You don't think of anybody yourself.
I messed up. Yes, I did. I thought of
Look at
myself.
you.
You're right.
There's degrees of doing bad stuff. What I hate is, and I say always before the show, people ask me questions, and I say, I hate it when somebody does something bad to the kids. Because you want to do something bad for yourself or whatever you want to do, that's one thing when you're an adult, and you can make those decisions.
It is, and you're
When
right.
you start involving really bad decisions, this isn't like you slip and you fell on your kid and you bumped his head. No, you intentionally blew drugs in his face. And it's incredibly stupid, and it's for no reason other than, you know, to like as a joke for you or your friend, and even the friend who's videotaping it. So now I'm gonna take it to two adults in a room that really don't put a stop to somebody blowing smoke in a baby's face. But I'll say, you're right. You're right. You deserve a second chance. I'm not I could take that away from you. You're their mother. You made a really stupid mistake. Whatever you want to say, here's your chance to say to him.
TJ, I made the biggest mistake in my life. You know I love those babies. I will never, ever, if it is in my power to do so, ever hurt those babies again. Ever. If I could beg for their forgiveness, I would. But the only way I can is to show them by my actions that I will do better. I mean, my son, look how beautiful he is. Please
And
just
so
get
you
me.
know, not to
Give me-
influence your decision, but what we will do is we will give her counseling. We will help give her parenting classes so she can be a better
I
mother
would
to your
really,
son.
really appreciate it. Thank you. I want him anyway. I want him anyway, please.
And you know what? And I want to believe you. And I think you did make a stupid mistake. And I think you should. I personally would give you a second chance. Maybe supervise. Maybe you don't let her alone with them until she's proven herself a little more. But what I'm saying is,
what I said.
with counseling, with parenting,
See, you have
mom,
given her a second
mom,
chance.
mom. This is between you and her now.
I know. I feel if she is that remorse, and she does seem like she feels what she says. I just want to know for a fact, confidence that she's getting the help that she needs. that she's making better for herself, because I don't want to go through
And
this
if
again.
we help
I've got
make that,
two
we
little
make
kids.
sure that she gets the help.
Is
Can
there
she go
any-
back and see her sons?
Is there any way that I could maybe?
Yes.
What's up to you? It's your decision.
I have no problem as long as it's supervised right now. I don't.
Of course, you go with her and she can go back and see her sons right now.
That
And you're
would
going
be
to
no
take the
problem.
help. You're going to take the help.
Yes, absolutely. Is there any way I would also be willing to do a drug test twice a month if I have to? I'll pay for it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You can be there when I do it. I don't care.
Are you willing to take her back to see her sons now?
Yes, I can.
Let's go. Robert, you called my show. Why are you here?
I'm here, Steve, because my daughter told me she was being beaten and molested, and I feel she deserves justice, and I'm here to pretty much find out what's going on with her.
Obviously, you have joint custody with Tiffany.
I do.
And when your daughter returns from these visits, do you observe anything?
Well, at first, no. Pretty much when we first got together, I was in the military. I was in the Marine Corps, so I wasn't always there, and she couldn't handle that. It started off, I didn't see my daughter for the first 2 years of her life.
You weren't there because you were serving in the Marines.
I was. And when I came back to my hometown, during leave, I tried calling her, hey, can I pick her up? And she had a sheriff call me saying if I called her again that she'd press harassment charges. So I let it go. About 2011, finally I was actually at a point to where I can be home more, and I went to her house and told her straight up that either you give me my rights as a father or I'm going to take my rights in court. And it was going good for a few. Pretty much I'd get her, on a Sunday, and then I'd take her back Wednesday before work and everything, and then just one day she never showed up. My daughter was with me for 2 months, not a call, nothing. Finally, I had 12 sheriffs knocking at my door at 3:30 in the morning trying to accuse me of kidnapping my own daughter.
So you're saying you had her, she doesn't come pick up the daughter.
I stayed outside her house for 3 hours, and I called every phone, her cell phone, her parents, her house phone. I stayed in her city because I was in another city, but I stayed in her city for 7 hours before calling the cops myself and DHS to make sure I wouldn't get in trouble for taking her home.
So you take her back home, you got her for 2 months, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I just got off work. I worked a little bit late. I was expecting no call. There's no text, no email, nothing. And then there's a pound at the door. And I open it, and there's literally 12 sheriffs there with, anger at me because they're thinking I'm kidnapping my daughter. Coming at me side, always like, hey, we heard that you have your daughter and that you're keeping her from mom, and I explained everything to them. And then from that point, I told them, unless there's a court order in my hand now, because I'm going to take it to court, unless there's a court order, she can't have her then.
You're going to keep your daughter?
Well, pretty much, because if that's how she's acting, where she
Right, no, and
didn't
I'm
care.
not saying you did anything
Well, no,
wrong.
I know.
I'm saying I agree with you.
She didn't care. So if you don't care enough to come pick up your kid for 2 months, then you could have just called. We could have
And
talked things
during
out.
this 2 months, did you ever contact her? Did she ever say,
she-
hey,
I gave up contacting her when there was no response.
But during that 2 months, she never got in touch with you?
Nope. And she knew where I worked. She, everything. Not a call, nothing. Not even a Facebook message. When we established custody, it was 50-50. Everything was still going okay. We established every other week. And so one day she shows up. She's wearing kind of a long dress. She went to a birthday party. But she was really, really reluctant to take it off. And I'm like, okay, well, it's your mom's dress. I don't want to ruin it because it looks expensive. We need to put you in other clothes. When I finally convinced her and I took her dress off, she had a handprint on her.
You're talking about your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter did. She had a handprint on her arm and multiple bruises. She had a bruise on her neck and multiple bruises other places. Now, when I tried asking her, she got really, really scared, like she was going to get in trouble for telling me. And finally, I'm like, look, I can't help you or protect you if you don't tell me. And the only name she brought up was John. Now, she wouldn't tell me anything about what happened, nothing. She told me the handprint was when he grabbed her, but she was so feared to tell me what happened.
That's a serious handprint.
It is.
Okay, and then we're talking about a very, very young girl here.
So I called her mom and told her we need to talk in person. She wanted to bring her husband. I said it's not the best idea.
Oh, she's married to John
Yeah, she
now.
is.
Yeah.
So we established, I showed her the pictures. I told her, look, that's when I established I don't want him touching my kid. That's not his kid. About June.
Your daughter had a black eye, though.
Yes, she did. That was another kid showed up. Showed up with a black eye, and it was really, really distinct, too. I was at work when she got dropped off, to a family member's house. And then what got me, though, was I asked my cousin, did Tiffany say, what happened? Because, if my daughter ever got a bruise with me, when she go home, I'll be like, look, she fell or this happened, explain it. But
And
it's the
things
fact
do
that...
happen with kids
exactly,
get bruises.
and I know that. But the fact that you drop her off and don't explain nothing, that means to me you're hiding something. So when I tried asking her, my daughter's story changed. First, it was she tripped over a cat.
She tripped over a cat?
Yes. So then I asked her again, I was like, okay, that doesn't explain how you got that. So I asked her again, and she said, well, she fell. So I called her mom, I was like, hey, Tiffany, what happened? And that's when she explained, oh, she fell into a table. And that's only after I told her that's what my daughter stated.
Is she even as tall as the table?
No.
Okay, that's...
And then when I asked her, I
that
said,
makes
your
no
mom
sense.
said you fell into a table? She goes, no, I fell into the chair. So it kept changing. You went from the table to the chair to John again.
And you believe Tiffany is covering for her husband?
Because Tiffany's story changed too. When I told her my daughter stated that it was because of John, oh, she fell into his knee. Well, she said that it was his fist. Oh, well, his hands were on his knees when she fell into it.
When she comes back to us with welts on her back and BBs in her pocket.
Are you saying that he shoots her with a BB gun?
I don't know if it's him or...
Did you call the police?
Tiffany called...
Did she call the police?
I don't know if she called the police or...
So you didn't ask who she called?
There's not even... See, you have no truth.
You didn't ask who she called? See, you think that this little girl was shot with BBs and you don't know who your wife called.
John is the one who puts my daughter to sleep every night, and he tucks her in and gives her hugs and kisses. And he makes sure she has her stuffed animals that she wants to go to sleep with. And when she's hurt or sick, she doesn't come to me, she comes to him. And she would rather curl up on the couch and watch a movie with him than do anything else. She'd rather do that than play with any of her toys or go to the park or anything. She'd rather just sit on the couch and watch a movie with John. I don't think that she could love him that much if he treated her the way that Robert says that he does. I hate him. I hate the fact that he spent the last 6 years of my life trying to make me miserable. And I hate that my daughter hates seeing him, and she cries when she has to go to his house, and she's a mess when she comes back. She's filthy and she's emotional, and it's not fair to her. I know that John would never do anything to hurt my daughter because he loves her so much. Robert's always questioning her and asking her if we're doing bad things to her, and I think that he's just trying to put it in her head so that he can take her away from us. I just want my husband and my name cleared, and I want him to go away. He can't be a good father, so he shouldn't have the opportunity to try anymore. And I want to prove that Robert is an unfit parent, and that if anybody deserves to get their daughter taken away, it's him. John has been in my daughter's life longer than Robert has, and more consistently, and I think it's perfectly fine for him to discipline her if she needs it. And we checked her out. We set her down on the bathroom counter, we checked her out, made sure everything was okay. The only thing she had was a bruise and a scrape on this knee and a bruise on that foot.
And you determined, we don't have to take her to the
No
doctor.
broken bones, nothing either?
We watched
You know that?
You watched her. We're talking about a little girl how she fell out a window, and you didn't even necessarily, at least, not even an emergency room, but even a doctor to take a look at her. Because you two looked at her.
That he punches her, he smacks her, he touches her down there. What kind of mom lets a guy do that? Your daughter should come before your husband.
My daughter does come before my husband.
I can't tell. How many times did she come to us for
Hey, you
abortion?
fat bitch, listen.
I'm pregnant, bitch. It's not
Bitch,
bad.
you were fat before you were
I'm
pregnant.
pregnant. I'm pregnant, bitch. It's not bad.
No.
Sorry.
So John came here and he took a lie detector test, and we asked him, did you ever cause a black eye to your stepdaughter? And he answered no. Besides one time, have you ever hit your stepdaughter, leaving marks or bruises on her? And he answered no. Did you ever have any sexual, physical contact with your stepdaughter? And he answered no. The results for all three questions came back the same, and they came back that John did not tell the truth. Don't run! Don't run! No! This man! Are you kidding me?
I have never
This
touched
guy
her.
just fails for abusing your daughter? And this is what you want to do? You want to collapse backstage?
No, and he touched my daughter, he beat my daughter, he hurt my daughter, and you know about everything. Your own words is you know about everything that happened.
And with that, you get the hell off my stage. I'm glad you're making the fight for your daughter. I think this is a bad situation for her to be in. It sounds like you already got your ducks in a row. When you get home, we'll obviously help in any way we can, and just do whatever you can to keep protecting that little girl. Good luck to you.
And I think it hurts because I don't know how long it's been going on, and my daughter's been constantly going back to that home. I mean, thankfully now I know better and I'm gonna get full custody.
She's not safe. It showed today she's not safe. And I don't care how much it will cost us, if whatever it takes, she will be out of the house and with him.
Me and my fiance, Chanisha, we've been together for 4 years. We got 2 kids together, 2 beautiful girls. We've been through a lot. I'm just trying to make things right. I want to get back to the beginning, how we was in the beginning of our relationship. We went out a lot. We did a lot of things together. You know, we was always around each other. She loved my company. I loved hers. Until she went through my phone and seen me texting another female, but she believes I've been sleeping around, but that's not true. I haven't slept with anybody else. More recently, I started making passes at her friend, and she caught me on camera. She put the camera there. I knew it was there. She says it looked like I touched her butt, but I didn't touch her butt. I did go to touch her butt, but I didn't touch it. And her friend said it's a camera, and I got up and I left. You know, I accept what I did, and what I did was wrong, and you know, I wish I wouldn't have did it, but I did do it, and now I just want to move past it. I want to be able to, you know, get past this and be able to marry the girl that I know I want to be with.
What's going on?
So we've been together for 4 years. I had my assumptions that he was messing with other females and that he wanted my friend. And I watched the footage and see everything.
And you feel like watching that, he looks guilty in your mind?
Yeah, because of my assumptions. He knew about my assumptions.
Plus, it looks like he's rubbing on her a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he touched her to me because she moved, but he said he didn't touch her.
Well, it's on the tape, right?
Yeah, and she moved, so.
Have you ever cheated on DeMonte?
No, I did not cheat on him. I did step out and go see someone, and it went further than it was supposed to. But other than that, I did not cheat on him.
Well, tell me about that.
I went to go see this guy that I was talking to I was talking to before I had met DeMonte. And when I went to go see him, basically to get back at DeMonte for having his ex over when I went to the funeral. But that wasn't, you know, the right way to go. And it was
So you were going to go have sex?
No, I wasn't going to go have sex.
What were you going to go do?
Went to go see him.
But then you went and told DeMonte what happened?
Yeah, after seeing that footage, I did bring it up to DeMonte and told him about it.
But he doesn't believe you that it
No,
wasn't
he
consensual?
don't.
Well, let's meet the father to your children, DeMonte.
Chanisha, man, I'm here to show you that I'm telling the truth. I know what the camera say. I mean, what it show you.
The footage show.
You know, what it show you, that's all it was. It wasn't nothing more than that. You know?
I don't believe
Yeah,
that. I
it
do
wasn't
think
nothing
it
more.
was
I
more
didn't
than
sleep
that.
with your friend. I didn't do anything else with your friend. You waited till after you seen that to tell me that you stepped out on me. That's not right.
What you
That's
did
not right.
wasn't right, and I had my
I understand what I
assumptions.
did wasn't right. I know that. I know what I did wasn't right. I was just being stupid that night.
I'm not saying what I did was right. What I did wasn't right. It was stupid too.
Yeah, it was real foul. What I did was foul, and I admit to that. I admit to my wrongs. But I don't want your friend.
You know, you got together, you're still very young, both of you. And you got together when you were, basically you were a teenager and you almost were. Like, isn't this a case that, yeah, maybe we got together very young, we, you know, started having kids right away. We didn't get to sow our wild oats.
Maybe it's not meant for right now. That's what you're
Well,
saying.
I don't know if it's not meant for right now. Maybe you can be together, but like, you both made mistakes because of your youth. Like, you got to think, like, man, if you've been with her since you were 20 years old, don't you think sometimes, man, I wonder what it's like to be with her?
Sometimes...
And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because I think it's a natural thing. And even you as a young woman, you might think, I wonder what it's like to be with him.
No, I don't.
Never? You never fantasize about another man?
No. Like, if that was the case, then I would go and do that. I would go and be with somebody else. But if I'm going to be with you, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be faithful to you. But what I want...
fantasizing is not cheating.
You saying it's not cheating. That shouldn't even cross your mind, because that leads to cheating.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
You know.
I mean, Steve, I'm not gonna lie. I had fantasies, but I never went past, you know,
Rubbing
giving
a girl on it
females-
with a blanket on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you ever cheated on her?
No.
Sex? Never had sex?
Never had sex with nobody else.
All right, Charnisha, you took a lie detector test, and we asked you, besides the oral sex, while in a relationship with DeMonte, have you had any other sexual physical contact with any other men? You answered no. While in a relationship with DeMonte, have you had sexual intercourse with any other men? You answered no. On the day in question, was the oral sex encounter with that man consensual? You answered no. The results for those questions came back all the same, 1, 2, and 3, and it came back that Charnisha told the truth.
Thank you.
I'm glad. Thank you.
I'm glad you didn't do that.
Because I didn't do that.
I really want to be with you. That's why I'm here to take this test.
Okay, let's see your results.
DeMonte, you took a lie detector test. And we asked you, on the day in question, did you touch Charnisha's friend's butt? You answered no. Did you have any sexual physical contact with any of Charnisha's friends? You answered no. Since being in a relationship with Charnisha, have you had any sexual physical contact with any other woman? You answered no. Since being in a relationship, have you had sexual intercourse with any other women? He answered no. His results came back all the same, and it came back that DeMonte told the truth.
I told you. I told you I was telling the truth, Shanisha. Nah, like, cause you ain't believe me, and I really told you that. Like, I really told you that. And you ain't believe me at all.
How could I believe you?
I know it was hard for you to believe me, but I told you. I told you I didn't touch your friend. I didn't want to be with your friend. I didn't want to be with nobody else.
I mean, I thought he was going to fail one of them.
You said you thought?
I thought he would fail one.
Yeah, after stuff keeps happening over and over and over, how can you just believe
But isn't this the best possible result you could ask for?
I told you,
it
Tanisha.
is.
I told you, but I told you that. Why you couldn't believe me? Why you couldn't believe me when I said that and I told you?
If you love somebody, why keep doing stuff over and over? Why keep hurting them?
I was being stupid, Tanisha, but now I know.
Like,
I know this is what I want. I know
hurt
you are what I want. I know
love.
you are the person I want to marry.
I
want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I really believe this. I don't think he's doing things to hurt you. I really do.
So what is the reasoning behind the thing?
Because he's young and stupid, that's why.
So when does that stop?
I don't want to be that person no more.
35, 36. I'm being honest, man.
That's too long.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make you wait that long, Tanisha. I'm here with you right now.
That's way
I'm
too
here with you
long.
right now.
And
we got
nobody wanna
two beautiful
keep dealing with
girls
that.
that we raising, and I want to raise them together.
Listen, you both love each other, right?
Yeah, I love her.
You have a family. So when you thinking about like doing something stupid or something that might hurt the other person, you got to think, is it worth it?
It ain't worth
Nothing's worth it. If you got two
It's not.
beautiful little girls and this is the mother of your children, nothing is worth giving that up. So I hope it works out for you too. Good luck to you.